Hi, it's Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. Now we got to talk about something a little bit different than normal today. So you know, if you've been watching my videos for these past many months, I have been consistent in saying that I personally do not believe in using any lotions, potions, creams, prescriptions, anything like that to stop my hair loss. I refuse. I personally don't believe in it. Now, will I judge you for doing it? No, because I'm a libertarian. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you want to do as long as it's not hurting other people or against the law. But with that being said, I'm very much against prescription drugs. It's a last resort to ever be on one. And so I'm a drug-free person. Whether it's legal or illegal, I'm not doing drugs. So I am not going to put stuff on my head or my hair or whatever to save my hair. I fundamentally, personally am opposed to it. And remember, even though I'm strongly against it, I don't need you to defending your right to use it, because I don't care what you think about it. It doesn't matter to me. You don't have to defend yourself, in other words. That's fine if that's what you believe. But I personally am opposed to it. Now, with that being said, I have a sticky note here today because I did a little research. Is it called Propecia? Is that what it's called? I've been seeing this pop up in the comments. And the first thing I thought of is, well, where does it derive from? If there's something, is it completely man-made, or is it coming from some kind of herb? If it's effective to any degree, let's learn about Propecia. So what do? I type it into, actually Bing is what I use, not Google, but Bing. And when you do that, one of the first things that pops up as you type in Propecia is side effects. So I thought, okay, let's click on side effects. Being that it is a man-made prescription drug, then that means, yeah, I guess there's gonna be some side effects to it. So I wrote them down on this paper. Now, I have to give a quick disclaimer to say that you've probably noticed that I keep everything, language-wise, I keep everything very clean. I do not use profanity. I don't use innuendo at all. That's important to me fundamentally. As many YouTubers as there are, I want to be the guy that isn't that way. Not to mention, I run a blog, Family Friendly Daddy blog, which again, I keep things basically rated G for the most part. With that being said, some of these side effects are not so much rated G, so I'll use the word perform, and you can figure out what that's supposed to mean, right? But again, if you put into Bing and probably Google, if you put in Propecia side effects, I wrote them down on the sticky note word for word, and I'm going to read them off to you, and then we're going to discuss them. So, by the way, I got this from rxlist.com. If you go to rxlist.com and for side effects of Propecia, this is what pops up. This is how I found this very easily. Here are the side effects. And what's funny is it says these are the less serious side effects. So there's more serious ones, but the less serious ones, here they are. Impotence, loss of interest in performing, trouble performing, abnormal performing, as far as when the end of the performance, that part is abnormal, is what it says. Swelling in hands and feet, dizziness, weakness, headache, feeling like you might pass out. Okay, these are side effects of Propecia, according to rxlist.com. And of course, there's other places you can find more side effects. The side effects are apparently so abundant and common that you can easily Google them. But again, I'm fundamentally opposed to prescription drugs anyway, whether it's this or something else. I see it as a last resort. So imagine living your whole life taking drugs to save your hair with these possible less serious side effects. I can't imagine that. Like, that is so against what I believe personally. Again, if that's your thing, fine. Don't defend yourself, because I don't care. But I'm telling you why I don't believe in this stuff. Imagine the irony, really, that you would take drugs. Okay, let's make it personal about me, not about you. Let's say that I would pay money, which I wouldn't do that. I would not pay money for drugs to save my hair. Okay, so in addition to going to a doctor and getting a prescription or over the counter, whatever it is, you get it and you pay for it. You're wasting money on this stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to offend you. I'm trying to make it personal so it doesn't sound offensive. So I would pay money. I would get a prescription for this stuff. I would use it my entire life so that I don't lose my hair, which I would naturally anyway. And then I have to deal with these possible side effects. Now there's the irony, is because the whole concept of keeping your hair is I guess to feel like more of a man or something, to be a better looking man. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's say because you want to remain looking young and you want to remain looking better. So therefore you take this Propecia to save your hair. Well, why do you want to be good looking? Well, I would assume that the main reason is so that pretty girls will like you, to put it mildly, okay? Or that girls will like you. So that the gender that you're attracted to will be attracted back to you. I guess, is that the safest politically correct way I can possibly say it in all ways? So with that being said, imagine all that, only to learn what's on the sticky note. That as far as performing goes, it can interfere with that. Someone's got a chainsaw or something. We're getting out of here. All right, so after all of that, then you could have issues with that altogether. Not to mention headaches, feeling like you might pass out, being weak. It's funny to me that something that's supposed to help your hair affects down south as well. For the rest of your life? I mean, best case scenario, you're paying money to save your hair and hoping that none of these come true. That's the best case scenario. That's ridiculous. Come on. Sorry. I'm trying not to... I don't want to offend you if you believe this is a good thing, if you think Propecia is good. But okay, here's what we're going to do. If you defend Propecia and you think that it's worth it to have those possible side effects and have to pay money, then let's start it in the comments. Just go ahead and just go ahead and do it. Just defend yourself. Prove to me that it's worth it to risk all of those side effects over keeping your hair. That's ridiculous. Because in the real world, when you become like me, age 35, and you're married and you have kids, you don't want that stuff to happen to you. At no point do you want that to happen to you. But you would risk that just to keep your hair? That goes against everything I teach on these videos. The whole concept is you learn to be confident with who you are, that you embrace the receding hairline, that you shave it off if you lose too much, that you know that women aren't ultimately attracted to your hairline anyway. They're attracted to all those other things we've talked about, like your ability to make money, your ability to make her laugh, all these other things we've talked about. And here people are paying money for drugs with side effects that directly affect that? I mean, okay, seriously, like, we need to talk about this. People are actually doing this stuff. People are actually doing this drug with these side effects, and if it's not this one, it's others. I mean, man, I didn't mean to get this into this video. I just meant to read off some side effects, but the more I think about it, like, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm actually going to use the word, I think it's pathetic for me personally to freak out and think, oh man, I'm losing my hair. I better take drugs. It's okay if things don't work anymore. It's okay if I feel weak and lightheaded and my hands swell. That's okay, because in the end, I'll probably get to keep most of my hair as long as I do this for the rest of my life and pay money for it. Have I offended you yet? Because at this point, yeah, you got to go ahead and like put your whole case out there in the comments, because I think I win. Like, if you're supporting Propecia and you're like for it and you're okay with all that stuff, yeah, then I think we need to hash this out. I think we need to talk about this. Remember, I'm not saying you're a bad person for doing it, but I think from a neutral situation, as far as us deciding as a society that Propecia and its side effects are fine and completely worth it, versus the school of thought that I'm on, that it's ridiculous, and even I'm going to use the word pathetic to do this. That's what school of thought I'm on, obviously. Okay? So, to me, it's common sense. So, I stand by my beliefs. I'm definitely against using medications or surgeries to save your hair. It defeats the whole purpose of being a masculine man who's confident in yourself, because that's what attracts women to you to begin with, is you being secure in who you are. And you having to put stuff on your head and then make stuff not work, or to even risk that and pay money for that? Come on, no way. All right, now that I've offended you, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll talk more about it. I'll probably make more videos about it, because I'm sure that I'm gonna have lots of people disagreeing with me on this one. But again, I'm consistent I've been consistent this whole time about how I feel about this. And now after Googling these side effects, that's crazy. Come on. Seriously. This is Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. And no, I do not use Propecia.